A good evening from Charlotte, North Carolina on a steamy evening here in the Carolinas. It's time for the 2016 Founders Bowl. Two 8-1 teams squaring off for the Tier 2 championship in the IWFL as the 8-1 Carson Bobcats take on the 8-1 Carolina Phoenix. Hi, everybody. My name is Chris Sheeman. So glad to be with you here this evening for this Founders Bowl. Should be very exciting. Both of these teams very good offensively and very good defensively as well. Carson won the toss. The Bobcats will receive. And back to receive is Turner and Arnold for the Bobcats. Bobcats in the dark with the sky blue numbering. Meanwhile, the Bobcats are in the white and black. Both of these teams playing very well, of course. Carolina is no stranger to this bowl. They've won two Founders Bowl games, including last year over Madison, 32-9. So Carolina in the white and black, Carson in the black and sky blue. Just about set to get going here at West Mecklenburg High School in Charlotte. Use the hashtag IWFL on any social media. We'd love to hear from you. Be a part of today's broadcast. Let us know who you're rooting for. You can give us some pictures. We'll check out some of those at halftime. Maybe share a few of you watching the game. Whatever you'd like to do there on social media. Again, the hashtag on all of them is IWFL. We are delayed just a minute. These two teams, despite being 2,600 miles apart, have a lot in common. We'll talk about that as the evening goes on. Again, Chastity Arnold back to receive, as well as Mariah Turner, as the kick is handled at about the 22-yard line, taking it right up the middle to the 35-40, escaping one tackle and down at the 44-yard line for the Bobcats. It was the quarterback, Hollenshed. So I had that wrong. Hollenshed with the return. Let's set the starters for the Carson offense. Two tight end, three-back set for Carson. The Bobcats up front. The tight ends, Yvette Robledo and Malaysia Quimby. The left tackle is number 77, Chris Bannon. Left guard, Renee Hosea. The center, Diana Alvarado. The right guard, Tyee Griffith. And the right tackle, Charlene Moore. The quarterback, Larisha Hollenshed, is under center, a three-back set, as I mentioned, with Justina Duran, Monique Adams, and Mariah Turner. On this first down play, it's handed off to Duran, who runs right for minimal gain. So it was Turner, my apologies, who got the ball there. So about a 1-yard pickup. And it'll bring up a second down and 9. As I mentioned, these two teams, 2,600 miles apart, but they have a lot in common. Carson's defensive coordinator was the head coach for Carolina, Terrence Gray, the Bobcats defensive coordinator, not the current defensive coordinator for Carolina. Manna Allison, also Carolina Phoenix player, lived in L.A., played with several of these Bobcats players in a different team. Again, triple I formation, the handoff. And up the middle for another short gain. That was Mariah Turner again. So that'll bring up a third down and long now for the Bobcats. The Bobcats have put some points up. They're fourth in the league in scoring. Carolina is third in scoring. 37.4 points per game for the Bobcats. Hollenshed, the quarterback, has only thrown it 19 times, so it is primarily on the ground for Carson. Same deal pretty much for the Phoenix. In motion is Turner. Fake the pitch to her, the handoff up the middle. Escaping one tackle, but not the second for the Bobcats. That was Justina Duran on the run. Short of the first by about 6 yards. And that will bring up 4th down now for Carson. Didn't have a chance to set the Carolina defense, but the defensive end, Murphy Chappell, making the play on that. So, Man Allison back to receive for the Carolina Phoenix now. The punter for Carson is Ashley Osborne. She averages 31 per kick. Mariah Turner in the backfield with her here on this 4th down kick for the Bobcats, and a high kick. That's actually Hollenshed, so wrong punter there. Hollenshed's punt dies at the 44, and that's where Carolina will take over. Set the offense now for Carolina. The quarterback, number 5, is Jennifer King. The running back, Portia Holmes, number 12. 2 receivers set for Carolina. Number 4, Manna Allison on one side. On the other side is number 6, Mara Duncan. 2 tight ends set as well for Carolina, much like the Bobcats. The 2 tight ends, number 47, Mariah Ormond, and number 49, Chris Britton. The left tackle, number 51, Andrea Smith. The left guard, number 87, Sydney Cobb. The center is number 33, Hootie Carr. At right guard, number 66, Katrina Sanovich. And at right tackle is Murphy Chappell, who we saw make a defensive play for the Phoenix. Well, the Phoenix rolled in last year's Founders Bowl. 2 receivers on the near side. Now an audible here by the quarterback, King. King was split out. Now it comes back under center. And the snap, King looking deep, and that's diving for it, trying to make the interception, coming up a little bit short. And let's see who made the play on that. I believe it was either Jennifer King or Mara Duncan. That's the 2 ladies in the backfield. For the 2nd straight game, we've got those black and blue jerseys that just make the numbers a little tricky to see. So, incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10. We will set the Carson defense as soon as we can here. Again, it's King in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. The lone back, Portia Holmes. King drops back, looking left. Now over to middle, fires it, and unable to make the play. The Phoenix, I believe that was Mariah Ormond. But those jerseys are even tougher to see. So it's going to be a guessing game here, folks. That's all I can tell you. There's guys in here with binoculars that say they can't tell. So I'm going to try to do these 2 teams justice. Fingers crossed they'll get darker numbers next year. I think I said that last year about Carolina. They didn't listen. So here we go now, a 3rd down and 10 for King and the Phoenix offense here. Again, 2 receivers over on the near side of your screen. King, that's a misdirected snap taken by Portia Holmes, who gets about 4, but our 2nd straight 4th down and 6 as Carson's defense holds. So we're kind of wondering how long this was going to go, or how this game was going to go. Was it going to be offensive? Was it going to be defensive? Both of these teams very good defensively and offensively, and so far it's defense that has owned things. Hannah DeGraffenried is the typical punter. That's who I'm assuming is out there now. As she looks to punt, back to receive is, that's handled by one of the up women, and diving on that was Mariah Turner. So we will take a timeout, 10:54 left to go. Carson on offense when we come back. You're watching the 2016 Founders Bowl live from Charlotte. Kurshima back here in Charlotte. It's a 1st down and 10 now for the Carson offense. Hollenshed is under center. As you see, the 3 backs bunched: Duran, Adams, and Turner. Handoff goes to Turner. Turner bounces to the right, takes it past the 35, and she'll be stopped at the 37. So a 4-yard pickup. Mariah Turner on the season, 913 rushing yards. That's 4th in the league, 8 yards per carry, 10 touchdowns. She also has a couple of catches. So she is a deep threat as well in the passing game. As I mentioned, Hollenshed's only thrown 19 times. She's completed only 4 of those passes, so you won't see a lot of passing here for the Bobcats. But when you do, look out for Mariah Turner. 2nd down now and about 6 at the 37-yard line. Hollenshed, the handoff goes to Duran. Duran looked to go left, then she decided to go back up in the middle, and the Phoenix were ready, stopped her for a 1-yard pickup. Smith made the stop for the Phoenix, trying to set the Carolina D. Sydney Cobb up front with Andrea Smith and Murphy Chappell. Mara Duncan, Jennifer King, Manna Allison, and Hargraves are in the backfield, and the linebackers: Portia Holmes, Chris Britton, DeGraffin Reed, and Tiffany Carroll. That's the usual set. Another 3rd down play for Carson, looking for their first down in this ball game, and here's Hollenshed looking to throw. Hollenshed can keep it. She's facing some pressure now, trying to get to the outside, lofts it down the field, and nobody's home. Duran was the intended target on that pass. Just a little bit off the mark, and 4th down again. If you're just joining us, our first game was a blowout. The affiliate bowl, it was all Maine, winning 44-zip over Knoxville. This is our final game of the day, and then we'll do 2 more tomorrow. The All-Star game starts at 10 a.m., and then the championship game at 6. It looks like that's Hollenshed back to punt again. Skies that one in the air and bounces at the 42. It's handled by the returner Allison, who gets to the 46 and is cut up right there. 8:49 left to go. It'll be Carolina's 2nd turn on offense when we come back. Second possession for Carolina, 8:49 left to go. Still very early in the first quarter, but looks like it's going to be a defensive battle now, as Jennifer King's under center now for Carolina. King hands it off. And a 3-yard pickup. Portia Holmes picking that one up. Stop play on the play by Sherelle Bolden. 51 tackles during the season. She has her 52nd right there. Portia P. Holmes, look out for her. 6 yards per rush, 4 touchdowns. We don't have the full allotment of Carolina Phoenix stats on their roster, but we do have a good enough sample size to know that Holmes can break it. 4 touchdowns, 36 attempts, and 217 yards on those attempts. It's a 2-back set now for Carolina as King goes under center. That's DeGraff and Reed cutting to the left and close to that first down marker. Stop on that play. The quarterback, Larissa Hollenshed, made the stop. DeGraff and Reed is a big body and averages 15.4 yards per rush. So the first down in the game, I believe, belongs to Carolina. Carolina Phoenix, the 2013 IWFL World Champions. At this first down play goes to Holmes, diving ahead for a couple. Stop on the play for the Bobcats. Palestino, a terrific linebacker with her 20th tackle. Also has a sack on the season. This Bobcats team's only allowing 13.7 points per ball game. Carolina is allowing even less. So these are two good defensive teams, but they're also a really good offensive teams. So something's going to break here. Second down and call it 8. King dropping back, facing some pressure, rolls to the right. Pass complete. That was DeGraff and Reed on the reception. And the stop by Mariah Turner. I don't think we ever set the Carson defense. So up front is number 26, Chastity Arnold, number 55, Demetra Hardiman, and number 30, Faith Brown, along with number 44, Angela Mims. And the linebackers core is number 4, Larisha Hollenshed, number 50, Yvette Robledo, and number 25, Myru Palestino. In the back, it's Sherelle Bolden and Alicia Tawanu. That's the starters for Carson. Third down play now. And it looks like Holmes is going to be stood up just short of that first down, about a yard shy. That was DeGraff and Reed, my apologies. And the tackle on the play was made by Palestino. So Palestino's second tackle. Again, folks, those Carolina jerseys are giving us fits up here. I'm guessing every play. And I apologize to the Phoenix fans, but there's not much I can do. So far, the two backs have been Holmes and DeGraff and Reed. DeGraff and Reed getting the bulk of the work here in this one. Now King throws the Holmes over on the far side, comes back up the middle, has the first down on that 4th and short. And they take it to the 30-yard line. Nice tackle there for Bolden for the Bobcats. Both teams 8-1, as I mentioned. Carolina's defense allowing the 6th lowest points in the league per game, 8.9. 4:30 left to go here in this first quarter. They've won 4 of their 8 games via shutouts. They won 3 straight earlier this season, all via shutout. I formation now for the Phoenix. King with the pitch. The speedster on the outside. That's Holmes taking it almost to the 20. They're going to actually spot her at about the 21.5. So a good pickup on first down for Portia Holmes. Call it a gain of 8 and a 2nd and 2 for Carolina now. Methodical drive for the Phoenix. This is what they did to Madison last year too, and they really wore them out defensively. There's not a whole lot of depth for Carson here. Obviously, they're from LA. Bringing people over this way is not an easy task. Handoff to Graffenried. Cutting to the left. Bounces off a tackle at the 15. Cuts back in. Now back outside at the 10. 5. Touchdown, Phoenix. Hannah de Graffenried with the score. And what a run that was. Just nifty agility. Anticipating, great vision by de Graffenried, and it's 6-0 Carolina. We have a shaken up Bobcat. So we'll see what they do, if they go for 2 or they kick the extra points. When we come back, 3:09 left to go. Carolina on the board first. They lead at 6-0 pending the extra point. Welcome back, everybody. Injured player is off the field. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you here in Charlotte, this 2016 Founders Bowl. Late in the first quarter, the Phoenix with a nice drive. And it looks like they will go for 2 here. King is under center. And my money's on de Graffenried up the middle. Let's see what they elect to do. Nope, they get it to Holmes. Holmes with the spin. And dragging defenders. Is she in? Yes! The 2-point is good. 8-0 Carolina. The 2016 Founders Bowl will return from Charlotte right after this. Welcome back, everybody. There's a Vegas bet going on who kicked that off. It's handled by the Bobcats. Hollenshed taking it right up the middle, all the way to the 45, and finally brought down at the 46-yard line. I think it was Lindsey McCall with the kickoff for the Phoenix. And the tackle made by Aisha Sims. So Hollenshed, the quarterback, doing great things on special teams, and Carson will try to answer now. So let's see if Carson can do now what the Phoenix were able to do, get a sustained drive here. Of course, they have good field position with 3:01 left to go in the quarter, and it looks like we're going to get a timeout. So ladies will go get hydrated, We'll step aside, come back here in just a moment. First down now for Carson at the 46-yard line. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you here in Charlotte. The Founders Bowl continuing here. 3:01 left to go in this opening quarter. All-Star game tomorrow at 10 a.m. The championship game, it's Utah for the second straight year taking on Minnesota. That'll be at 6 p.m. So a 6 p.m. kickoff for the championship game, 1 hour earlier than the start of this one. First and 10 now for Carson. Hollenshed is under center. She's got her running backs all bunched up right near her. On the near side is Turner, the far side Duran. Turner gets the handoff, cuts it right back up the middle and takes it inside Carolina territory at the 48-yard line. A pickup of, let's call it 6. So a good opening play for the Bobcats, looking to answer. Counter punch from the Carolina Phoenix. Hannah DeGraffenried had herself a drive, scoring a touchdown. And then Holmes converted the 2-point conversion. Hollenshed now under center again. Same formation. Turner on the near side. Turner gets the pitch again, cuts it back up the middle, and it looks like she's going to be right at the marker, maybe a little bit shy. Stop on the play for Carolina by Dre Smith. Her 17th tackle of the season. So they marked it about a yard shy. The spot a little further back than I thought. So it is a 3rd down and 1 as we get late in the opening quarter. Alvarado under center. She's been in position. She's ready to snap this football. She's been ready to go. Her teammates join her now. Hollenshed with the handoff, this time to Duran, trying to cut it on the outside, and she is wrapped up in the backfield. Making the play was Jerika Hargraves, the defensive back. Terrific defensive play by her. So 4th down and 2 if you're Carson. They're going to think about it here. 47 seconds left to go in the quarter. There goes Alvarado again. She's ready to go. She's got the play. Let's do it. Let's snap this thing. So 4th down and 2 now. Turner on the near side. Gets the handoff and bulldozes her way for a 1st down and then some. A 5-yard pickup. And a 1st and 10 at the 42. Making the stop for Carolina, Jennifer King. Looks like we're going to get a sub coming on now for Carson. Faith Heath This might be the last play of this quarter, though. And it looks like they're going to let it run out. So quarter number 1 will come to a close. Carson is driving. Carolina is leading. It's 8-0, the 2016 Founders Bowl, and the Tier 2 IWFL Championship will return from Charlotte right after this. Stay tuned. Some of the Utah Falcons taking in the Founders Bowl here in Charlotte, getting ready for tomorrow's championship game against Minnesota. Christian, glad to be back with you here in Charlotte. We're at West Mecklenburg High School for this year's IWFL Championship weekend. Got my first Twitter buddy, hi to Maureen, who's watching back in California, rooting on the Bobcats. Go ahead and use the hashtag IWFL on Twitter if you want to get a shout out in. Wherever you're watching from. I know Carolina is from Greensboro, so probably a lot of their fans are here, but maybe not. So the teams have switched sides, by the way. It's first down and 10 for the Bobcats with Hollenshed under center. Hollenshed's going to keep it, rolling to the right. Takes it to the 40. A flag is down. 2 flags are down as she stopped at the 40. And it's going to be a hold on the Bobcats. So negate the run, and Carson with the first mistake of the game. It looks like the officials are talking about where they're going to spot it, so we'll wait to see. Carson Bobcats. This is a first-year team, but they have a lot of players from the former Quake franchise. 8-1 this season, only lost to Utah in the semifinals. They went down 38-0. So apparently there were 2 penalties. There was a false start and a hold. So obviously they will take the holding penalty and make it 1st and 20 now, as Carson has to go back inside their own territory. Just for a minute, though. They're at the 49. Carson Bobcats, as I mentioned, their only loss was to Utah. So even though this is the Tier 2 championship game, Carson did have a chance to play for the top prize in the IWFL, bringing a lot of those veteran players over to this first-year franchise. So Hollenshed under center. Again, on the near side is Duran. The pitch is going to go far side to Turner. Turner to the near side, gets back some of the yards as she stopped by DeGraffenreid. So back into Phoenix territory now at the 47-yard line. Folks, I always like to mention this. We're broadcasting today's game in high definition. And if you want to watch in high definition, sometimes when you click on the YouTube thing, it'll just load the best quality. Sometimes it doesn't. You got to give it a nudge, a little sprocket. You just click on that and adjust the settings. If you got a decent internet connection, it's much better watching it in HD. So a second down and about 16 now at the 47-yard line. In motion goes Duran. It's a handoff to Turner. Turner with a bulldozing run on the near side to the 40-yard line. And that'll bring up a third down and long, but it's a third down and manageable here. Third down and about 7. Let's call it 8 instead at the 40-yard line. So I would think in this position, if you can get some yards, get stopped, you're thinking 4-down territory, depending on what you can pick up here on 3rd and 7. The difference between going for it on the 40 and going for it on the 35, believe it or not, to some coaches makes a big difference. Turner is on the far side. Durant on the near side. The fullback, by the way, is Mo Adams, who does a lot of the blocking for Turner. Picked up a big block there and allowed Turner go all the way to the 28-yard line. Chris Britton making the stop for Carolina. Correction, it's Tiffany Carroll on the stop. 12.5 sacks during the regular season, picking up her first here this evening. So the offenses are starting to find their groove now, and it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. Folks, it's hot, it's muggy. Everybody's going to be getting hydrated quite often. So we will step aside here with 12:11 left to go. The Bobcats will talk it over. Everybody get some water. Folks at home, get some water too. Why not? Let's all enjoy a tasty beverage right now. And we'll come back with first down after this. Out of the timeout, 1st and 10 here in the second quarter for the Carson Bobcats, looking to answer Carolina's score with a nice drive of their own, and they're looking real good so far. It's 1st and 10 at the Phoenix 28-yard line. Again, Hollenshed under center. Handoff goes to Duran, and the speedster cuts it up the middle for a gain of about 4 yards. And that'll bring up a second down and about 6. Hi to Frenchie. I'm not sure if that's your real name or not, but another Twitter buddy from Cali checking out today's game, rooting on the Bobcats. Again, use the hashtag IWFL. You'll see it plastered everywhere on the broadcasts. We'd love to hear from you. You can use the hashtag on all social media, too. It's just right now I've only got the ability to check Twitter. Trying to do my job as well. Poorly, as you all know, but Hollenshed on the keeper now. And that second down play does not go very far. A couple for Hollenshed. And first penalty, this is a 5-yard penalty, so it'll be 3rd down and this is interesting. It looks like it's at the original spot. So it's only a 1-yard penalty, but it is still 3rd down. Duran had some real estate, instead goes back up the middle. Another flag is down. Chappell again making a play for Carolina, but hang on a second as we have another flag here. This one came from the far side. The officials will get together and talk about it. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you in Charlotte, our second of 4 broadcasts. Hi to Michael, who's watching the Founders Bowl on Twitter. Says it's quite a game. So far it has been. Looks like Carolina was called for the penalty. And Carson will decline it, take the yards, and have a first down here at the 16-yard line, 17-yard line. So hi to Michael. Thanks for watching. Heard from a couple of people on Twitter. Olenshed's got Duran on the near side, Turner on the far side. Turner gets the handoff, comes to the near side, takes it to the 15-10, gets popped inside the 10 and down at the 6. First and goal now for Carson. DeGraffenried with yet another stop. She had 20.5 tackles coming in. Carson's going to bring a lineman in, Hosea coming back in. So an extra big body now for the Bobcats here on this first and goal play. Alvarado again, first to the line. Now our teammates join her, and we have more whistles. Looks like a timeout by Carolina this time. So 9:18 left to go. We'll step aside. 8-0 Carolina, but Carson looking to answer. We'll come back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. First down and goal to go now for Carson. The handoff again goes to Turner, and Turner right through the defense. Mariah Turner with her 11th touchdown of the season, and we're a 2-point conversion away from being even Steven here in the Founders Bowl. Let's see what Carson elects to do here. We saw a kicking from Maine in the first game, but most teams go for 2 in the IWFL. If I've got Turner on my team, I'm just going to give it to her every time. How about that? And they will go for 2 here to try to tie us up. Again, Adams, the fullback, has been setting the stage with a lot of blocking, and I'm going to try to give her as much love as I can because she earned it. Turner again going off Adams' block. And they stopped her just short. Wow. So a big play by the Phoenix on special teams helps them keep the lead, but Carson gets on the board. It's 8-6 in the Founders Bowl. We'll be back with more second quarter action. Ashley Osborne will kick it for Carson as they get on the board here. Forgot to mention during the last time out, the Utah Falcons, we saw a few shots of them during today's game. They're hanging out, and they're rooting for Carson. They were chanting, "Go Bobcats." So the West Coast trying to represent. or the West. I don't know if I would call Salt Lake City the West Coast. Whoa, what do we have here? I think Osborne tripped. So, so here we go. And that kick's going to die at the 22. Handled by the Phoenix. And taking it up to the 35-yard line is Portia Holmes. So let's see what the Phoenix can do now on offense. Both teams' defenses were the strongest in the first 3 drives or so. Back-to-back scores now. The offenses have starting to waken up here. Hi to Harriet, who's watching. We got one Carolina fan on Twitter who couldn't make the trip. I wanted to mention there's a lot of Carson fans who are here. Our camera really can't reach them, but they're to the right of me. And I got to give them credit because that's not an easy to book. So 1st and 10 now. Good field position for King and the Carolina offense. Jennifer King under center. The lone back is Holmes. One receiver to each side. And the handoff goes to Holmes, a pickup of maybe 1. Stop on the play. Mo Adams making the play for Carson. Correction, Mims. Angela Mims making the play, her 34th tackle of the season. This Carson defense likes to hit. A lot of these players have 20-plus tackles. Heath Bolin, among many others. So here's Jennifer King again under center. So it looks like it'll be Holmes to get the bulk of the work in this series. Holmes, good blocking. She's got room. Takes it to the 40. And she'll be spotted around the 41 after a pickup of about 4. That'll bring up a 3rd down now and about 5. Charlene Moore, her 7th tackle of the season, as she makes the play. We got another person on Twitter with the hashtag UnbreakableCali, but he's in North Carolina, so he might be here watching. Again, a few of these players, as I mentioned, are interchangeable, even though these teams are separated by 2,000-plus miles. King on the run is Holmes. It's caught, but she's going to be taken down short of the 1st down on 3rd down. That was Hollenshed with the tackle, so that'll bring up a 4th down now for the Phoenix. And a good answer by this Carson defense after you're able to score to get a stop. Carolina couldn't do that, and now it looks like Carson will get the ball back and try to take the lead. We'll try to let you know who's doing the punting. That is Lindsay McCall, who will be punting today. And back to receive again is Hollenshed. Didn't expect to see the quarterback Hollenshed on special teams. Arnold and Turner did most of the kick returns, and Osborne most of the punt returns for the Bobcats this season, but Hollenshed has made some great special teams plays for Carson. So before the kick, there was a penalty, and that'll back up the Phoenix 5 more yards. Nearing the end of the first half. Coming up at halftime, we'll take a break, but I guess we're going to get a timeout now for the Phoenix. On 4th down, we'll come back with a probable punt. So time for everybody to get hydrated, and now time for a punt here. Again, it's McCall the punt for the Phoenix. And that punt is blocked. Good field possession to come for Carson now. The block on the play was made by special teamer Myru Palestino. Terrific play to give the Bobcats less room to work with here. Chris Shima, glad to be with you here in Charlotte. Hi to Angela. I was checking out Angela on Twitter during the break. It looks like she does a lot of good stuff for ladies. Making sure everybody stays active. Hi to Angela, who's rooting on the Bobcats. Got a lot of Cali folks, as always. They know I'm a Lakers fan, and they flock to my I always have big broadcasts. I'm going to sound like Donald Trump here. Biggest broadcast ever when California people are watching. I love the Californians. They're fabulous. Go Lakers. 1st and 10 now for Carson. Hollenshed has been under center throughout. Handoff goes to Turner, and Turner is popped in the backfield. DeGraffenreid has had enough of Mariah Turner. So that'll bring up a second down as 12 now. DeGraffenreid has been all over the defensive side of the field and has the touchdown for Carolina as well. So the Founders Bowl, commonly known as the Tier 2 championship game. And what is Tier 2? It's teams with shorter rosters, with smaller rosters, teams trying to get established, trying to get to that next level. As I mentioned, Carson had a chance to play for the big prize, but realistically, earning themselves a spot in this one. That's a handoff, a lot of motion for Carson there, and Duran is stood up. Another loss on the play. So credit the Phoenix defense. They are playing very well here on this drive. That was Chappell again, so it's been Chappell and DeGraffenreid. So here comes Hollenshed after going to the sideline to get this 3rd down and long play. We might see a throw here. Hollenshed threw one time in the opening drive. Again, just 4 for 19 during the regular season. In motion is Duran. It's a handoff to Turner, and guess who figured out the run? The Carolina Phoenix defense. 3 plays, all of them losses. Smith making the play for the Phoenix, and that will bring up 4th down and very long. So 4th and 19 now, inside 4 minutes to go here in the opening half. And it'll be a punt here. It looks like Hollenshed might do the punting for the Bobcats. And a flag on the play on the snap. Looks like it's a false start. That's going to back up Carolina a little bit more. Not a big deal when you're in this spot of the field, of course. So they'll back it now to the 44-yard line. Manna Allison is the usual punt returner for Carolina. Hollenshed, the kick, it bounces inside the 20, a beautiful kick. That's going to roll all the way to about the 10 and be downed by the Bobcats. So 1st and 10 upcoming for the Phoenix. They lead at 8-6. You're watching the 2016 Founders Bowl. We'll be right back with more right after this. There's the Bobcat just hanging out with his hand in his pocket. He's got a football. That man, I mean, I feel sorry for these girls, but I feel sorry for him worse because it's hotter in that thing. Have you ever been in a mascot's uniform? It's miserable. 1st and 10 now. Here's King. King looking to pass it, able to get away from the tackle. Wow. And trying to make something out of nothing, and look out. Boy, is there no flag there? There it comes. That's going to be a horse collar, and 15 more yards on top of that. It was Mims who tried to get away, and then she got ripped out of bounds. So they're going to get together and talk about it, but it's going to be a first down, and the Phoenix will be moving to our left. Hi to some other folks watching on Twitter. Andrea, another Carson fan. Great job, commentator. Yeah, thank you. You know how to suck up to the broadcaster. Also, hi to Harriet, another Carolina fan. So we're starting to get a little mixed bag going on social media. Again, you can use IWFL, the hashtag, on all social media. By the way, you guys, my girlfriend is on there on Twitter using the hashtag Nicole. Y'all need to tweet at her, tell her how pretty she is. Hi, baby. 1st and 10 after that 15-yarder. The ball now at the 26-yard line. King in the shotgun now, 2-back set. King rolling to the right. She's going to pitch it to a receiver. That, I believe, is Allison. Allison turns on the Jets and almost has a first down. Let's see. They're going to mark her a yard shy, but a 9-yard gain by Manna Allison. So that'll bring up 2nd down now and 1. 2:49 left to go in the opening half. And it looks like we're going to get another stop here. Again, everybody's trying to stay hydrated, so we'll have a few of these timeouts, whether they're called by the teams or not. So we'll step aside here briefly, come back and bring you a 2nd down and short right after this. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you out of the timeout. A 2nd down and short now for the Carolina Phoenix. King again in the shotgun. High snap. Be handled by Holmes. Holmes has the first down, doing some dancing and digging, and able to get it to the 39-yard line. The tackle on the play by Hardiman, her 40th of the season. Hardiman, we haven't talked about her. She's 2nd in the league in tackles for loss with 19 on the season. So she is one of the better linebackers in the game. King, the snap. King looking to throw. The blitz is coming. King, wow, what athleticism by King. She's coming to the near side. 50-45, cuts back up to the 40, and finally down at the 38-yard line of the Bobcats. Hi to whoever it was that corrected me, and please don't feel free, if I'm saying something wrong, correct me. The center for the Bobcats, Alvarado. couple of people actually mentioned that. My apologies. So we've reached the 2-minute warning now. And we will step aside again. Carolina on the move, leading 8-6, looking for more. We'll come right back. Welcome back, everybody. 2-minute warning. 1:57 left to go. Back to live action. Chris Sheeman here with you at the Founders Bowl. Our second of 4 broadcasts here on Championship Weekend as King hands it off. That was Holmes on the carry on the near side. And it looks like she got back to the, well, let's call it a gain of 2. So second down and 8 now. Again, the ball at the 37 of the Bobcats. Hand off to DeGraff and Reed. DeGraff and Reed. Gain of 5. Stopped at the 31-yard line. That'll set up now a 3rd down and short. DeGraff and Reed was a big factor in that touchdown drive for Carolina. This has been a fun one. Defensives have played well. Offensives at times have played well. Inside a minute to go. King looking to throw, almost intercepted. Boy, that was the backup corner, Mariah Turner, who almost had a pick 6 there. The intended receiver was Mara Duncan. So 53 seconds left to go, and it looks like Carolina will call a timeout. Well, we talked about Carson being a first-year team. Carolina has won 2 Founders Bowls, including last year over Madison, 32-9. Montreal in 2013 and Madison in 2014 are other recent winners in this bowl. Carolina third in scoring at 42.9 points per ball game. The defense allowing the 6th lowest points in the league at 8.9. They defeated Knoxville, who we saw earlier this morning, 77-0 as part of 3 straight shutouts. And the Phoenix leading this Founders Bowl 8-6. Thanks to a 2-point conversion. That's the only thing that separates us. 4 receivers set now. First time we've seen this for the Phoenix. King looking to throw over the middle, and it's off the mark. So that will bring up 4th down. No, correction, that was 4th down, so that'll bring up 1st down now for Carson. 46.4 seconds left to work with. Let's see what Carson tries to do here. Both teams have used their timeouts. For the most part. Again, Carson, not much of a passing attack. Hollenshed has not thrown a touchdown pass this season. She's completed only 4 of 19 during the regular season. Those are regular season numbers, by the way. And she's only thrown it once so far today. So let's see if Carson doesn't take a knee. I believe they will receive in this second half. Hollenshed's going to keep it now. Rolls to the left, and she's going to be stopped in the backfield. Boy, the Carolina defense has really picked up here in this second quarter. Guess who? DeGraffenried making another big play. Player of the game so far for the Phoenix, Hannah DeGraffenried. Came in averaging 15.4 yards per rush. Also has had 20.5 tackles, couple of interceptions during the season for this Carolina Phoenix team. Carolina Phoenix only lost this season to the New York Sharks 42-14 in the conference title game. And it doesn't look like Carson. In fact, Carson will not run another play. So the first half comes to an end. Entertaining, albeit low-scoring first half. After 30 minutes of play, it's Carolina 8, Carson 6. Folks, we're going to step aside for 15 minutes. We'll come back and bring you a second half play-by-play in 15 minutes. Everybody go call your mom. Tell her you love her. We'll come back in 15 with more second half action. You're watching the 2016 Founders Bowl from Charlotte. We'll be back. Welcome back to Charlotte, North Carolina, everybody. Second half action, the 2016 Founders Bowl. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. It's the IWFL Championship weekend. Our second and final game tonight. We'll have two more tomorrow. The All-Star game at 10 a.m., the championship game between Utah and Minnesota at 6 p.m. I've had a lot of people watching. Always appreciate it. Good to hear from you. A lot of people tweeting at us on Twitter. Be a part of the conversation using IWFL. That's the hashtag. I want to mention Barbie and Gabby, who tweeted at us during halftime. Good to have those folks. Good to have y'all, whether you have Twitter or not. Thanks for being a part of the action. This is the Tier 2 Championship and the Founders Bowl, won by Carolina last year. Carolina's going to get the ball first here. It'll be Holmes to receive, Ashley Osborne to kick it off for the Bobcats, and we're underway in quarter number 3. The ball bouncing at the 31, and it'll be handled by Holmes. Had trouble with it initially, had enough room, now spins away, off a tackle, cuts to the near side, 35-40, slips past another tackle and down just inside the 45-yard line. A terrific run there by Holmes, missing 2 tackles. Making the eventual tackle was Hardiman. Not many people get away from her. So 8-6, Phoenix with the lead and the football to start off this third quarter. Jennifer King. We talked about the low passing numbers for Hollenshed. King has thrown it just 7 times all season, but she's fairly accurate, 6 out of 7. And again, that's a small sample size. The Carolina staff was nice enough to put those stats together just for this broadcast. King hands it off. It's Holmes on the near side. Cuts it near the outside and gets inside Carson territory. She was down before the ball came out after a 9-yard pickup. Duran making the play for the Carson, or the Carson defense. So second down and short now. It's a 1-yard deficit right now here on second down. One receiver to the far side. King is under center. 2 back set and whistles. Looks like it's going to be a false start, so instead of a 2nd and 1, they'll have a 2nd and 6 now. Carolina Phoenix 8-1 on the season, averaging just a shade under 43 points per game. This is the kind of tight contest where the later we get, the more these little 5-yard penalties take on more significance. We're not there yet, but obviously you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot in a close game. King hands it off to Graffenried, and she'll take it up the middle for a gain of 3 to the 49-yard line. It was Heath on the stop for the Bobcats. Bobcats and Phoenix both 8-1. Carson Bobcats in their first year. If you're just joining us, they're in their first year, but it's a veteran team. A lot of these players played with the Quake. Manna Allison played with the Quake, and then she defected, came to the Carolinas, and plays for the Phoenix now. A lot of storylines like that here in this one. King hands it off. It's Holmes. Holmes at the 50, 45, has the first down and then some as she stopped just shy of the 40-yard line. Mariah Turner making the tackle on the play for Carson. So a good opening drive in this third quarter for Carolina. The Phoenix, as I mentioned, from Greensboro. Carson is from Carson, California. If you're not familiar, it's in the LA territory, in that metropolitan area, about 15 miles from Los Angeles, Los Angeles. I heard somebody talking. I have to check with the press box guys, but I think one of the coaches might have been in a O.J. Simpson documentary. Was that a joke or was that real? That was real. There haven't been enough of those lately. First down play in the handoff. That's DeGraffenreid, and she is stood up. Let's see where they mark her. Looks like it's going to be a loss of 1. Forward progress had her at the 42-yard line. They're going to mark her further back than I thought, so it's a 2-yard loss, 2nd and 12 now. DeGraffenreid had that great drive where she scored the touchdown, the lone touchdown for Carolina, but Carson has figured her out since then. On the flip side, Phoenix defense has really figured out the ground attack for the Bobcats, specifically stopping Mariah Turner late in that first half. King in the shotgun now. It's a direct snap. And a big run to the 30, 25, trying to escape. One tackler and now a fumble. Who's going to come up with it? It's at the 10-yard line. Let's see who has it. And it looks like the Bobcats are bringing a couple of players onto the field. It looks like the Phoenix got it back. I'm not sure who had that run. Was that Portia Holmes with the run, guys? That was DeGraffenreid who had the run and the fumble. It was 51? Okay, so it was Smith who recovered. So Andre Smith with an alert play after that big run and fumble by DeGraffenreid. First thing that hasn't gone her way today. Shotgun again. 4 receivers set, 2 to each side for Jennifer King. King gets the snap, hands it. Nope, fake. She's going to keep it to the 5 and stop just shy of the goal line. Boy, it will be 2nd and inches now. Adams saved the touchdown. Carolina on a march here. This opening second half drive for the Phoenix. So let's see what King does here. She keeps it again. Jet King averaging 13.3 yards per rush. King can do it all. She was not the starting quarterback this season. Their starting quarterback, Ebony Montgomery, is gone. So King assumed those responsibilities. She'll keep it and dance right into the end zone. The 2nd touchdown for Carolina as they tack on 6 more pending the extra point try. Oh, it's 14-6 right now. This Phoenix team, 2nd year I've seen them, and even without their former quarterback Montgomery, Jennifer King has stepped in and done a terrific job. I mentioned she was their team's leading receiver with 14 catches before assuming the quarterback role. And off to Holmes, and Holmes is going to be, I'm not counting her out yet, finally taken down. So the extra point, 2-point try is no good. 14-6, Carolina. Let's see what Carson can do with their first possession here in quarter number 3. We'll be back with more Founders Bowl action right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It'll be McCall to kick it off now for the Phoenix, who grow their lead back to 8, 14-6. A kick that bounces off of a Carson player, an up player, and I believe the Bobcats are going to keep it alertly. On the far side, they'll have it at the 33-yard line, I believe. Let's see who recovered that. Making the play was Malaysia Quimby for the Bobcats. So a good special teams play for her. 1st and 10 now for the Bobcats. Well, the last time Carolina scored in the first half, Carson went right down the field, put together a drive of their own, and answered right back. Because of the 2-point miss, the Bobcats now a score and a 2-point try away from evening us back up. Again, the All-Star game tomorrow, East against West at 10 a.m., and then the championship game at 6 p.m. They're calling for highs of 97 tomorrow. We didn't get as high as they say it would get today, though. It was only 94. Hollenshed, again with the bunched running backs in motion, is Duran. She gets the pitch to Turner. Turner trying to cut around, and again that defense is coming strong. But we've got a flag down. It looked like Allison made the play, but is there a face mask? Yes. Was it a 15-yarder? It is. They're going to call a 15-yard face mask there. And a first down now for Carson. 10:25 left to go here in this third quarter. And a new set of downs for the Bobcats, who get a gift from the Phoenix. Typically, if you're going to call a 15-yarder, you see a little more twisting than we saw there, but that's certainly not my call to make. It's a triple I set now for Hollenshed and the Bobcats. The handoff goes to Turner. Turner bouncing off of a couple of tackles, picks up 3 yards as the Bobcats inch closer to midfield. 9:50 left to play here in this third quarter. Carson, top rushing team in the IWFL, 386.7 yards on the ground per game. Mariah Turner, 4th in the league with 913 yards. Chastity Arnold is 5th with 787 yards, and 2nd with 12.1 yards per rush. Those are all regular season numbers, by the way. They're going to stay in the triple I set here. The handoff, it looks like that's the fullback, Mo Adams, and there's a fumble on the play. The Phoenix are saying they have it. Big moment right here. As you know, sometimes it's not who had it initially, it's who comes out of that with it. The Phoenix pretty confident it's theirs. We haven't seen an official call yet until now. Carolina Phoenix. It was Holmes. So Portia Holmes makes a big defensive play, and now it's her team's turn on offense again. That was a unfortunate circumstance there. It looked like Monique Adams was going to get her first handoff of the game and unable to get it cleanly. And let's see if Carolina can make them pay. They took advantage of every miscue by Madison last year en route to a blowout. Carson team in their first season, but they have a lot of veteran players. Well, some of the most veteran players are playing for Carolina. They are no strangers to this bowl. Still trying to get over that hump, though, get to the championship game. They won the championship in 2013. That's handoff to Holmes, and Holmes gains a few. Takes it inside Bobcats territory, now to the 40. Well, they're going to mark it at about the 48-yard line. Second down and about 9 yards now for the Phoenix. Sometimes you'll see teams off a turnover look to take a shot. Carolina may try to just pound it down the field and burn some more clock here. Another sustained drive. That's been the scoring in this game. It's been when both teams have been able to get on those sustained drives. King, alone back is Holmes. King looking to throw. Got it complete. Making the catch is Duncan. And Duncan takes it to about the 45. Tackled on the play by Bolden. So, Sunshine Duncan, as she's known by her teammates, with her first catch of the game. That's her 9th catch. 137 receiving yards during the regular season. 17.1 yards per catch for Mara Duncan. This time a minimal gain and a third down now, and a big third down if you're the Bobcats. You do not want to let this drive continue after you gifted the Phoenix with the football. It's going to be a handoff. Portia Holmes dragging the defender, and she's going to be shy a yard. So interesting decision now. 5-yard pickup by Holmes. What do you do here if you're the Phoenix? If you're Willie Parker, do you go for it? If you don't get it, you give Carson very good field position. Doesn't look like there's much conversation. They're going for it. That's how you win 2 of these in a world championship in the last 4-5 years. Looks like they're going to get a timeout here. 6:07 left to go. We're going to step aside while the Phoenix draw up a 4th down and 1. We'll be right back. All right, Carson fans, if you're in California right now, you need to do a lot of hoping for your girls. 4th and 1 out of the timeout. 6:07 left to go here in this third quarter. King in the shotgun. Bunched receivers, 3 of them to the far side. King's going to keep it. She's in trouble. Can she get away? Fakes the throw. Doing some dipsy-do action here. Cuts it back up the middle. Run about 14 yards and picked up -1. What a play by the Bobcats defense. So it's a loss of 2, and the Bobcats hold. Terrific. And let's give Demetria Hardiman her 20th tackle for loss. 2nd in the league in that category. And that's why she makes the big plays like that for Carson. So let's see what the Bobcats can do now. Coughing up the football on their last possession. 5:52 left to go. This is the second possession here in quarter number 3 for Carson. It's a 2 Tight end set. Quimby and Robledo are the tight ends. Handoff goes to Turner. Turner up the middle, and Turner gains about 6. So a 2nd and 4. Smith again on the tackle. We've called her name quite a bit here for this Carolina defense. Smith, the defensive tackle for Carolina. Got a lot of players on this Phoenix roster that have played 9 years or more. Bobcats now. 2nd and 4. That's Duran, I believe, able to get the first down. So Justina Duran takes it inside Phoenix territory. She's stomped at the 47-yard line. Making the play is Murph Chappell. So inside 5 minutes to go now here in the 3rd quarter. Carson back on the move. After the turnover, their defense made a couple of plays. Now their offense trying to benefit. Alvarado the snap. Hollenshed hands it off. This time it's Turner. Turner on the near side to the 40 and tripped up there. She'll be spotted at the 39-yard line. Gain of 8 and a 2nd and 2 now. Chappell again making the play. So 39-yard line, 2nd and manageable for Carson here. Hollenshed. The handoff goes to Duran. Duran cuts it up the middle and able to get the first down and then some. 5-yard pickup to the 34-yard line. Chappell again making the stop. 3:56 left to go. I really like those Carson uniforms. You can see the blue ricocheting when it hits the light. Nifty uniforms. Handoff goes to Duran again up the middle. This time a gain of about 4 down to the 31-yard line. Guess who? It's Chappell again making the stop. So this is looking exactly like that touchdown drive for Carson. Very methodical. Phoenix defense had Carson figured out. After that touchdown drive, Carson hasn't been able to do much until this drive. This is a quick-moving game, too. 2:45 left to go in the 3rd quarter, thanks to both of these teams being good on the ground. Hand off to Turner. Turner to the near side, 30 at the 25, dragging a defender down near the 20-yard line. And let's see if she's going to have enough for a first down. I think she's going to be just shy. So they call it a first down and a timeout by Carolina. We'll step aside. 2:32 left to go. 1st and 10 for Carson when you come back. Welcome back, everybody. 1st and 10 now for the Bobcats at the 20-yard line. Just at the red zone for Carson. Handoff up the middle. Adams, the fullback, and she's bringing everybody with her. A physical run. Monique Adams making the stop is Tiffany Carroll. 9-yard pickup for Mo Adams. Adams, we haven't called her name much. She fumbled earlier, but she has 147 rush yards on the ground and 3 scores, so she's not just in there to block, folks. So 2nd down and short now. The clock has stopped. The officials are talking. So there's a helmet that came loose. That's why we were stopped there. And it looks like we're ready to roll again now. So 2nd down and short again for Hollenshed and the Bobcats. Hollenshed with the handoff. It's Adams again. Adams taking that pile. And that's going to be a 1st down all the way to the 6-yard line. 1st and goal now for Carson. Looking to tie it up. Tackle on the play by Quimby that was Sydney Cobb for the Phoenix. Hi to Holly, who's watching on Twitter, says Murph's a beast. She has played very well. Right now, though, it's Hollenshed, Mariah Turner, and Monique Adams doing work. The handoff again to Turner. Cuts to the right, trying to get to the pylon, and she's going to be stopped just short. Touchdown saving tackle by Mara Duncan. So it's 3rd and goal at the 1. 2nd and goal, my apologies. So 2 more cracks at it, or 3 more cracks at it if you're still at the 1 for Carson. Let's see if it's Turner again. She scored the game's lone touchdown. Not that time. It looks like it's Adams again, and Adams is in. Monique Adams with her 4th touchdown of the season, and we're a 2-point conversion away from being even Steven here in the Founders Bowl. Let's see if they used Adams now to try to go to Turner here on the 2-point try. They're going to bring in Hardiman, the defensive lineman. She's going to replace Monique Adams, who scored the touchdown. So Adams has a touchdown. Mariah Turner has a touchdown. And let's see what they've got planned here for this 2-point play. Hollenshed, the handoff. And it doesn't look like they're going to get much. So Hardiman was in there to run it in, and she was stopped right at the line. So Carson is 0 for 2 in 2-point tries, and Carolina hanging on to a 2-point lead. It's 14-12 with inside a minute to play here in quarter number 3. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. We got a good one here. The Founders Bowl has been fun. Glad you folks can be with me. It's been my pleasure to bring you this one. Kicking off now is Ashley Osborne. Back to receive for the Phoenix is P. Holmes. And that kick right to Holmes. That handles it at the 25, up to the 30, 35, 40. Stays up the middle, and she'll be taken down, it looks like, just shy. Or they're going to spot her right at the 45-yard line. Good field position for Carolina as they look to answer now. Blow for blow here in the Founders Bowl. We'll step aside here briefly and bring you 1st and 10 right after this. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you here in Charlotte. West Meck High School is the site of the 2016 Founders Bowl and 2016 IWFL Championship Weekend, culminating with the World Championship tomorrow at 6 p.m. 1st and 10 now for King and Carolina. That's handed off to Holmes. Holmes cuts it to the outside 50. And hang on, that's not Holmes. That was Hargraves, Jerika Hargraves, who has 225 rush yards during the regular season, getting her first crack at it here and doing a nice job with it, picking up 8, and that will likely be the final play of the third quarter. Well, they're going to get to the line, try to get one more going. King under center, looking to snap it quick. She does. The handoff. Again, the handoff goes to Hargraves, and we have yet another flag, so with 1 second left to go, hang on a second. Looks like they're going to call holding. Hargraves averages 6.3 yards per rush, and in a game like this, when you're playing in these kind of conditions, yeah, the sun is gone, but I live in the South, and the mugginess just never leaves. It's muggy in January here. So it's still sticky out there. The penalty was on Carson, and they declined it after the big pickup. And it's 1st and 10 now for Carolina at the Carson 40-yard line. So we'll have one more play here in quarter number 3. Actually, no, we won't, because they're going to run the clock, and that'll do it. So the third quarter comes to an end. We got a good one shaping up, folks. You don't want to go anywhere. In fact, call some folks. Tell them, hey, you got to watch this fourth quarter. It's going to be fun. Carolina on a drive. We'll see what they can do at the start of the fourth quarter. When you come back, you're watching the 2016 IWFL Championship Weekend in the Founders Bowl from Charlotte. We'll be back. Back to action here, fourth quarter. First down and 10. Wait a minute. They called a timeout. So, okay, we'll go away again, come back, and we'll try the fourth quarter start again. All right, let's try it again now. First and 10, start of the fourth quarter. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. And Jennifer King looking to throw it deep, and that was almost an interception for Hollenshed. So King, who was 6 out of 7 passing the football coming in the play. So second and 10 now for King and the Carolina Phoenix. 3 receivers to the near side. Looking to throw again as King. This time it's a completion to Allison. Allison cuts it to the far side. What a run by Allison to the 35-20. And what do we got here? A flag on the play. Manna Allison with a big play for Carolina, but hang on. We'll wait for the call, and it's a block in the back. Boy, that is frustrating if you're a Phoenix fan. A big play there by Allison, her second catch of the game. And we also have a Phoenix player down. You'll start to see that a little bit. We saw that in the first game. Players cramping up. Again, not speculating what it is. I'm just stating the obvious. There's actually a couple of players down right now. So 14:38 left to go. And I think we're going to step aside here while they attend to some of the players who are down. We'll come right back as soon as we can. Welcome back, everybody. Injured parties have dispersed. It's a 10-yard block in the back penalty, which brings the football back to the 42-yard line now. And that's where Carolina will start here with this second down play. Kingsman looking to throw more here on this drive. She's in the shotgun again. 3 receivers to the far side. She's looking to throw again. Throwing it deep on the near side and over the head of everybody. Appeals for a pass interference, but nothing really happening there that would warrant a flag. So that'll bring up third down now. Carson Bobcats playing in their first Founders Bowl in their first season Carolina Phoenix, recent champions of this bowl and the World Championship. Don't want to forget about that back in 2013. Carolina also winning this bowl game last year and in 2012. Right now they have the lead. Bobcats can try to get them off the field here with a big third down stop. King again looking to throw. Is she going to keep it now? She's rolling to the left, looking for somebody. She's got some room. Instead, still looking to throw and complete. That's going to be Portia Holmes on the reception. And that'll bring up 4th down on a 5-yard pickup. If you're Carolina here, it's pretty much going for it territory. Tackle on the play was Tawanu for the Bobcats. So a 4th down and 7. Three receivers on the near side now for Jennifer King and the Carolina offense. On back is Holmes to the left of her. King gets the snap, looking over to the near side. Pass is complete, but it's not going to get anywhere. And the Bobcats defense holds again. DeGraff and Reed with the reception, but couldn't gain a yard. And here comes Carson now. So let's see what the Bobcats can do. Carson Bobcats with the top rushing attack in the league. 386.7 yards on the ground per game. And it has been all on the ground for them here tonight. Again, folks, be sure to tune in tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., the All-Star Game. Then at 6 p.m., it's for all the marbles. The World Championship of Women's Football, it's Utah Falcons and the Minnesota Vixen. Business to take care of here, though, is Hollenshed under center, and we're going to get another timeout by the Phoenix. So 13:04 left to go. 14-12, Phoenix with the lead. Bobcats with the football. We'll be right back with more fourth quarter action. After the timeout, 1st and 10. Carson Bobcats with the football, trailing by 2. If you're just joining us, we've had touchdowns by Monique Adams and Mariah Turner for Carson. Hollenshed hands it off. That's Duran. Duran takes it to the 40 and drags some defenders up to the 41-yard line. DeGraff and Reed making yet another tackle for Carolina. So it's 2nd down and 6 after that 4-yard pickup for the Bobcats. Again, Hollenshed gets the play. Now we're ready to roll again. Handoff to Turner. Turner, oh, she's going to be stopped way back. Where are they going to spot her forward progress? It's going to be at the 35-yard line. Guess who? DeGraff and Reed again. What a game for her. Both sides of the football. She's got to be player of the game. Well, the Bobcats have been backed up before in this game, and they've been able to recover, but this is a 3rd down and long now. They need to get to their own 48-yard line, so 3rd and 13 here. Hollenshed's going to throw it, facing some pressure, and she is wrapped up. Portia Holmes with the sack. Holmes' 2nd sack of the season, and Carson will have to punt. Ashley Osborne, 31 yards per kick on the season, 12 punts, 383 yards. Folks, I just want to mention, because we're streaming on a Wi-Fi card, that occasionally the broadcast may jump around on you a little bit. If it does that, just refresh your browser. We'll get it back up and going. I see just a few drops here today, so just a little disclaimer for you. So again, Osborne. Correction, that's Hollenshed who's going to kick it. So Hollenshed has done the punting today, and that one's going to die at the 43-yard line. So good field position for the Phoenix. They'll try to tack on to a 2-point lead when we come back. 10-10 left to play here in the Founders Bowl. We'll be right back. First and 10 at the 45 for Carolina. Looking to make it back-to-back Founders Bowls victories. It's King in the shotgun. Hand off to DeGraff and Reed. Cuts to the left. Escapes a couple of tackles and makes a lot out of nothing. Picks up 7. They're going to spot it. It looks like at the 43, or excuse me, the 38-yard line. So it's 2nd down and about 3 yards now for Carolina. Hear people talk about it, you know, you shoot yourself in the foot, you get backed up on 1st down. Life is so much easier when you can get a good chunk of yards on 1st down. We've seen King throw the football, and you can take a chance with that now if you want to. Instead, she's going to keep it. She's got some daylight up the middle, has the 1st down and then some, and flips it back. It's passed back. That's Holmes, and Holmes takes it to the house. What a play, an alert play by King. So Jennifer King, it looked like she was stopped before she could be taken down. Hey, I got Holmes right here. I'm going to give it to her, and she marches it to the house. What a play. So it's still 8. But now, let's see what happens with this 2-point conversion, because that looms large. So Portia Holmes with a touchdown. King has a touchdown. DeGraff and Reed has a touchdown. King is all alone in the backfield right now. And I believe Carson jumped. And that changes things now. correction. They called false start, so now that's a break for Carson. Really, really need to stop this two-point conversions. 9:04 is still plenty of time. If your defense can make a stop, you'll get a few more possessions, but at the same time, difference between 1 and 2 possession deficit in the score column is huge. So now the two-point try will be taken at the 7. King looking to throw, facing some pressure, flips it up, able to get it away, but incomplete. So it's still a one-score game. 9:04 left to go. Carson will get a crack at it now when you come back. You're watching the 2016 Founders Bowl on IWFL Championship Weekend. Don't go anywhere. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. Time for the kickoff here. Again, kicking off is Hargraves for the Phoenix. Phoenix with their third rushing touchdown of the night. Take an 8-point lead. This is going to be handled by one of the up women. And it looks like that's Duran taken down. At about the 34-yard line is where Carson will start. Both of these teams are very evenly matched. This has been a whale of a ball game. So let's see what the Phoenix can do now. Both of these teams so gifted offensively. They've been able to fool these strong defenses a few times, but for the most part, it's been a pretty good defensive battle between these two teams. West Coast and East Coast playing here. We'll see it in the All-Star game. We're seeing it in the Founders Bowl as well. Carson Bobcats from the Los Angeles area and Carolina Phoenix from Greensboro, North Carolina. Hollenshed with the handoff. It's Mariah Turner. And Turner is stopped for a minimal gain. Call it a 2-yard gain. Second down and 8 now for Carson. DeGraffenried has been in just about every defensive play. She's run the football terrifically. Can't say enough good things about the way that she has played for the Phoenix today. Big reason why they're leading 20-12 right now. She scored the game's first touchdown. So we've seen, for the most part, the same 3-back set for the Bobcats. In motion is Duran. It's a reverse now to Turner, and the defense did a pretty good job with that as well. Gain of a couple. So it's 3rd and 6. Chris Britton making the stop for the Phoenix, and the ball at the 39-yard line now. Approaching the midway point of the final quarter. If you're Carson here and you can't convert a 3rd and 6, they've got a decent punter in Osborne, although we haven't seen her punting. It's been Hollenshed who's done the punting here tonight. Handoff up the middle, dragging defenders, and boy, it's going to be close. Not sure if it was Adams or Turner. And it looks like they're going to mark whoever it was just shy. Let's see who comes up. So they're going to measure. So it was Monique Adams. Making the stop was Sydney Cobb. So Cobb with the tackle. And they're going to say first down. So the drive continues. So the Bobcats picking up a first down on that play. Inside 7 minutes to go now. In motion was Turner. Up the middle again. And the scrum goes ahead for about 4. I'm going to guess that was Mo Adams again. It's been a 3-headed monster in the backfield for Carson today. Mariah Turner, Monique Adams, and Justina Duran. So a gain of about 3. Tiffany Carroll making the stop for the Phoenix, and now it's 2nd down and 7. Approaching the 6-minute mark here in the final quarter. Well, we didn't have any overtime games last year. Might this be the first in a while? Carson's with some work to do first. The handoff goes to Duran, the speedster, trying to get off the tackle, couldn't do it. Still a gain of about 3, though, and a 3rd and manageable now for Carson. Smith with another tackle for the Phoenix. Good spot there, so they're going to spot it inside Phoenix territory at the 49-yard line, and a 3rd and 3 is what we're going to call this one. 5:25 and counting. Hollenshed gets it to Adams. Adams still driving, but they're going to stop her, or they're going to mark her as the whistle was blown. And it looks like it was a minimal gain. So a gain of a couple. They're about 1.5 yards short here. So Chappell made another stop. And we have a couple of players down for the Bobcats. So we'll step aside. 4:50 left to go. An important 4th down here for Carson. That's coming up next. Don't go too far. So Mo Adams was shaken up. She comes out for Carson. A lot of bodies just kind of on the field during that timeout, trying to get some rest. It's still very hot out there, folks, and these ladies are doing a stand-up job considering the conditions. I apologize, I didn't see the scoreboard was messed up, but it's fixed now, and it is the correct score that you see there on your screen. 20-12 Carolina, if you're just joining us. An 8-point deficit for Carson, and a 4th and 2 here for the Bobcats. Holland Shed, hands off. Boy, Duran, it looked like that was a broken play, and then she got popped. What a hit on that play for Carolina. It's Murph Chappell again. So the 4th and 2 gamble does not pay off. And Carolina will get the football back. 4:36 left to go. If they can pick up some first downs here, things look a little bleak for Carson. We'll see if Carson, their defense has made some big plays when they've needed to, so this one far from over. Not sure about the timeout situation because we've had a lot of breaks for water and injury timeouts and things like that. I think Carson has at least one, though. Right now, the Bobcats defense with their most important work of the season here. Carolina looking to win back-to-back Founders Bowls. King in the shotgun. Hand off to Graffenried, and she is stood up. A loss of 2. So a team effort for the Bobcats there. According to the guys in the booth, Hardiman was there, Heath was there for the Bobcats. So 2nd and 12 now at the 45-yard line of the Phoenix for Carolina. Again, it's King in the shotgun. King looking to throw here, interesting. And she has it complete on the near side, and a big run and a first down inside to Carson territory for DeGraffenried. A 15-yard pickup. It was Turner who made that big pop. But a big first down that time for Carolina now. 3:40 left to work with. It looks like one of the Carolina players struggling to get up here. These ladies playing in these bowl games this weekend, folks, are going to give it their all. And you got to give them a lot of respect for that. King fakes the handoff, looking the option pitch maybe, now decides to keep it, and she's stopped again. Another 2-yard loss. Looks like we're going to get a timeout now for Carson, so they'll start to use their timeouts with 3:16 left to go, trying to get the ball back. It'll be 2nd and 12 when we come back. You see the time left there, 3:16. 2nd and 12 again for Carolina. They've been aggressive offensively here on this drive. King in the shotgun. Hands it off. And it'll be a gain of about 5 yards. I think it was Holmes, but we'll wait to... correction, it was the Graffenried. So 5-yard gain, and it'll set up a 3rd down and 8. Tackle on that play, by the way. Hardiman with yet another one. So Hardiman's made some big defensive plays. Can she and the Bobcats get one more stop here? Interesting to see with 2:32. What do you do if you're Carolina? We haven't seen them punt much. I got to think you kick it if you don't pick up any additional yards. King with the handoff. The Graffenried again. Stood up after a minimal gain. So the defense does the job for Carson. And now let's see what Carolina does here on 4th down. This will be interesting. The clock at 2:10. It looks like the Bobcats might have used the timeout here to stop that clock. Remember, we do have the 2-minute warning as well. So while they take timeout, we'll step aside. 4th down coming up. Welcome back, everybody. So we believe that is the last Bobcat timeout. Again, not official, but you put the heads in the press box together, and you got to think we make up one smart person who could figure that out, and it looks like they're out of timeout. So 4th down and 4 now. Carolina going for it. Essentially the game. King facing a lot of pressure, and it's batted. Almost picked off. So the Bobcats will have a chance here in Charlotte. 2:05 left to go, and that was a real smart timeout by Carson because now you get the ball back. You can run one play. You've got the 2-minute warning regardless of what happens, so you can at least stop the clock. So decent field position for the Bobcats. They're going to have it at their own 35-yard line. And they're going to go to the hurry-up, obviously, after the 2-minute warning. If you're just joining us, the Graffenried has been all over the field for Carolina, scoring the game's first touchdown to make it 8-0. Making all kinds of defensive plays. Let's see if she can step up here for the Phoenix defense. Right now, 1st and 10 for Carson at their own 35. Play action. Throwing it downfield. Hollenshed almost picked. Boy, that was Mara Duncan almost making the play. And that will bring us to the 2-minute warning. 1:59 left to go. We'll step aside for one more time. Will this be a game-tying drive for Carson, or will Carolina win this thing in consecutive years? We'll find out in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. Do or die time now for the Bobcats. 2016 Founders Bowl and the Tier 2 championship game. In motion, Duran. And that play goes nowhere. And again, it's about moving quickly right now. There has to be a sense of urgency on this third down. It's 3rd and 10. Carson has got to get to the line, and they do so. Hollenshed again, under center. The pitch to Duran. Duran looking to throw it now. Duran heaves it, and that's going to not get the job done. So 1:20 left to go now. It's 4th and 10. It's a situation where, what do you do? You're not a passing team, but you have to try to make a play happen. At the same time, you go away from what is essentially your offense and what has gotten you to an 8-1 record, and it's difficult to do that here with 1:20 left to go. And 4th and 10 here, you almost have to throw it. Again, Hollenshed on the season during the regular season completed just 4 of 19. It's a triple I. The pitch. And nothing doing. Carolina makes the plays when it counts on defense. They will take over, and they're a couple of knees away from winning their 2nd straight Founders Bowl. They're also on their way to winning their 3rd Founders Bowl, 4th bowl game, including the national championship in 2013. So their 4th bowl victory since 2012. Well, what do you say? This Carson team is a first-year team, folks. I mean, if you're their fans on Twitter right now, you know, and I know some of the players are going to go back and watch this game, tweet them nothing but support for the way they competed in this one. This Carolina team is veteran to the core. We saw them last year just dismantle Madison as King takes the kneel down here. So we'll do probably one more kneel down, and then that will do it. We'll stick around for a few minutes, bring you the trophy presentation for you Phoenix fans who want to watch that. I'll try to plug in the audio, see if it works or not. They will do that on the field after we're done. What a job by Willie Parker and his staff. Terrence Gray handling the defense, Rob Garrity handling the offense, and King's 2nd kneel down, and that should do it. The Carolina Phoenix are going to go to 9-1. Carson will fall to 8-2 as the Phoenix win the 2016 Founders Bowl by a score of 20-12. Well, again, Carson, you tip your caps to them for the way that they performed here today. Just didn't quite have enough as this veteran Carolina Phoenix team wins yet another bowl game here in the IWFL. 20-12 is your final. Folks, don't go too far. Trophy presentation is coming up next.
Sting. Can all the volunteers from the league please turn your badges in at the front desk?
Lie down, guys. Okay, same thing, Bobcats. If you can lay your helmets down facing the opposite way and just kind of curve down for us. I want to get a good. Sarah will be at you. Testing, testing. Testing, 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 testing. Okay, thank you all for coming out tonight. We are now 2 games into the IWFL Championship weekend. Give these ladies a round of applause because it's one heck of a football game tonight. We have the Carson Bobcats. First year team, first year here in the IWFL. We're proud to have you, and I'm proud that you are on this field on this weekend, the first year in the IWFL. You are proud, should be proud to be here. We're proud to have you. Bobby Hosea, we have Sarah Kavanaugh presenting the trophy for the contender for the Founders Bowl. Again, give everybody a hand of applause here.
I want to thank the IWFL for having us here. I want to congratulate the Carolina Phoenix for an outstanding game. Coach, well done, young ladies. Great job. I want to thank the Carson Bobcats, young ladies. Outstanding season. Who knew? I want to thank my coaches who do all the hard stuff and make it fun for me. I just appreciate Go Women's Tackle Football. Thank you very much.
Congratulations again. Okay, so we have this other trophy here. I believe some of you have been standing at this table a few times. Carolina Phoenix, congratulations. Founders Bowl champions, 2016. We have Sarah Kavanaugh presenting the trophy to Maria Ormond. Congratulations. Again, this is one heck of a game. The Phoenix, we're happy to have you back on this field, and we are proud to be presenting this trophy to you tonight.
Today, first of all, I want to say thank you to the Bobcats. Heck of a game. I mean, heck of a game. Next, I want to announce our MVP, and that is Hannah DeGraff.
So the celebration continues on the field. Carolina winning the Tier 2 IWFL Championship and the Founders Bowl 20-12. Folks, that's going to do it for us here in Charlotte. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. It's the All-Star Game. Be sure to tune in for that. Looking forward to bringing it to you. Thanks, as always, for everybody who watched, who chatted with us on Twitter, who had great things to say. Let's do it again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Talk to you then. Have a great night, everybody.